Hi, this video is about service on this Husqvarna Rider 213C from 2018, and it is a collaboration with a company called Reservdelaronline.se. This is a company that has spare parts for all different kinds of gardening equipment, and yeah, check it out. Hi, this video is about service on this Husqvarna Rider 213C from 2018. It is a collaboration with a company called Reservdelaronline.se, a Swedish company that has spare parts for riders and movers and all the different stuff that you might need parts for. I have bought a lot of parts from this company, including most of the parts for my Husqvarna Rider 13 repair. I'll put a link up there, came from this company. So when they asked if I wanted to do a collaboration, then I thought, hey, that's a good idea because I like this company. So I have no problems doing some collaboration. Let me show you how to quickly find information on these different topics on how to do this service. And Google is of course your friend. You can see I have used this Husqvarna Rider 213C workshop manual, and if we scroll down we can find from McCulloch.com, and McCulloch is a part of Husqvarna, so this is official, which is very good. Let's go here, and here is the workshop manual. So here you can find a lot of information on how to do this service. I'm going to go to service schedule here, and here it says what to do in different hours. You can also see that in some of these small boxes there's an O and some have an X, and the meaning is that some of these instructions you cannot find in the workshop manual. You can see X, the instruction are not given in the workshop manual. As an example, the air filter, oil filter, stuff like that, that you have to find in on Briggs and Stratton.com. Now it is in Swedish. Maybe I can change the region. Sorry about that. Let's go to, I think let's go to US. That's good. Download manual, I choose here. And I have to first choose a type. It's a Briggs and Stratton engine. And yeah, okay. And the engine is on a riding mover. Next step. And I have already copied the type number from my motor, and you can find it on the valve cover. So I'll add that also, as you can see. Now let's press search. We will find a couple of different manuals, but I'll choose this one, the first operator's manual, and read it as a PDF. And here you have a lot of information. This is in English, but there's also other languages available. How to change oil, spark plug, etc., etc., even the fuel filter. So that is a good source of information. You can also find here, if you are a Swedish speaker, you can go to Reservdelar online and then blog. There is a Swedish version of this whole video if you want it in Swedish too, but here you can find information about changing tires and service on chainsaw, etc., etc. And this is a guy called Anders. He has a YouTube channel called Anders Förråd. Excellent channel, but I hope that you will use my channel for information too. You can see I have 424 videos right now, but with this video it will be one more. So, okay, let's go on with the service then. My first step in the service is checking that the safety function works, and then try the mover out for a little cut to see that everything seems to work fine. I'll then inspect the parts and see if there's anything worn. And the reason I start with this is that then I can order any parts that I would need additional to the service parts, and hopefully don't have to wait for such a long time. Let's start with the safety switches. And the switches can be a bit different on different machines, but on this one it will not start if you have the parking brake up. It should stop if you have the parking brake up and lift up if you raise it up from the seat, and it should stop also if you are not in the seat and lower the cutting deck. So let's try these. No parking brake, no start. See it all. All right, so you can see it stops when we lift off. So let's see what happens here. So when we are not in our seat, and even if the parking brake is on, we cannot use the cutting deck, and should not start now. No. So it means that the switch to the PTO, or turning on the cutting deck, and the switch to this brake and the seat switch is fully functional. So let's try some cutting. Alright, it seems to cut well, and it turns well, drives well, but there is a little bit of a noise. I don't know if you can pick it up, but it's like a whoosh. So I think a bearing is bad, and it sounds like from here, nothing in the rear, but something from here. So I'm gonna lift up the cutting deck, which is really easy on this model, and then inspect the bearings. There's no noise here. I can see that the cutting blades are worn. I will replace these. Can you hear this? This bearing is bad, and I think this is it's a riveted pulley, so you have to change the whole pulley to fix this. But it usually isn't that expensive. And there's probably water came in here. The owner of this rider said that he washes it under the deck, so maybe there was some water laying on here over the winter or something. right, all the covers are off. It's time to clean the machine. Wonderful weather for making a YouTube video today. It was windy before lunch and now it is raining, and it was supposed to be 25 and great weather, but well, you know how it can be. So there's no more grass clippings here. I checked the condition. The cutting blades needs to be changed. This bearing is bad, so I need to change that wheel. The belts in the cutting deck and there and here are good. This bearing is also good, and the rear belt is fine. Also, this bearing is good. I need to fill up some oil here, but overall I think the rider is in a good condition, and I will put most of the covers back on and head inside for some engine service. The bearings in this wheel are starting to make a little bit of noise, but it's not that bad. I'll leave it and recommend that maybe next service we'll change the bearings in this one. Weather is nice now, but I don't really trust it, so I will take this inside my barn, and when I'm doing this I will let it run for like 2 minutes to get some heat in the oil before I do service on the engine. I think it sounds like the RPMs are a bit low, but we'll check it and maybe adjust it. This is a tachometer that you twist it around the ignition wire like this, and then we should get a reading. I don't know if that is enough. Alright, to activate this you had to press S2 and S1 at the same time and then start it, and then you needed 3 to 4 turns around the ignition cable, and I don't think I did that many. Ow. As you could see, it went above 3000 RPM, so that is the set value, or that's what it's supposed to be. And it was a little bit above, but not much, so I think we will just leave it like that. It is almost time for oil change. So here it says change engine oil, but there are some controls for me to do that is left here, and I'll do that and then start changing the oil. Tire pressure should be 0.6 bar. The steering wires should move 5 millimeters by hand. That's okay. Let's test the parking brake. The hydrostatic transmission is disconnected at the rear, so the only thing braking is now this. Oh. Ha! Alright, so now you go up to your attic and get a hose in the right dimension and at the right length. And this is some kind of speed thingy. Pull out, something like that. Pull, no, pull. Ah, okay. To get the oil out, you twist this and then you pull it out. That's some kind of speed in case you are in a race or something. Oh. While the oil is pouring out, we're gonna check what we got here from Reservdelar online. Spark plug. Oh, oil for the engine. And this is Husqvarna. You can see the Husqvarna colors here. Yeah. Oil filter, correct. Fuel filter, air filter. I hope this is looks like the right one. And then this is a pre-filter, but I don't think this one is for this one. It's for the other kind of rider. We were not really 100% sure. No, this is not for for this type, but it's okay. Gummidukar du har hemma hos dig, Nils? Ja. I checked the quality here, and it is of higher quality than the recommended oil by Briggs and Stratton, so this should be fine. And you can see it's a Husqvarna oil here. So this is much easier if you just time lapse this. It is perfect. That was really the first time. When you change spark plug, it is good to compare the length of the spark plug and also that the threads are the same. Even if you have a good supplier, you know, there could be a mistake. Someone could have put the wrong spark plug in that box. So you should always double check. You should also check the old plug, see if there's any excessive soot or oil, or if it looks like it's been too hot. But I think this looks okay. The correct torque here is 20 Newton meters. Did you hear that? I thought the oil level looked low, but looks okay. You see, there's 2 marks here. And, yeah. The only lubrication points on these modern Husqvarna Riders are underneath the engine, and it is to the tensioner, or the PTO you could call it. And I'm stuck on my shoelaces here. If this is not lubed, maybe you might not be able to turn on or off the cutting deck. And the owner of this rider, he said that it was a problem. He could not turn it on, so he lubed this here. But I'm gonna lube it a little bit more, because I don't know when this was. The lubing point is here. This is on the right side of the machine, in the direction where we are going most of the time, down there. Now we can put all the covers back. I would not have put them on my own machine, but oh, it's not my own machine. Before I put this cover on, I'm gonna do something about this. It looks strange that it's just here. Should be routed a little bit more, I don't know, straight or something like that. Okay. Det blir bra. It is time for inspection and perhaps adjustment of the cutting deck. There are 3 different adjustments that can be made on this cutting deck. The first is the height of the cutting deck from the ground up to the cutting blades. So when you have a specific setting here, it should be a specific height down there. The second thing that we can adjust and check, of course, is how much weight are on these front wheels, because there are 2 heavy springs that you can tension in the rear here, and the more you tension it, the lighter this will be. If it is too heavy, you will have a hard time steering and you will wear these wheels a lot. But if it's too light, you actually move some of this weight to the front wheels, and since this is only rear wheel drive, you might lose grip. Your cutting deck might also start to bounce if it's too light here in the front. The last thing that you can adjust is the parallelism of the cutting deck, because we have 1 cutting blade up front and 2 underneath here. You have to make sure that it is in the correct parallelism. The problem I have is that this floor isn't really even, but I will do my best to see if I can measure it. 3 centimeters here. Ungefär 3 där. Där också 3. Det liknar något. So here is the adjustment. No. I overdid it. So I got a new package from this company, and it's really great. You know, I just say, hey, I want some new cutting blades, and then they send it. Made in USA. To remove the blades, you can do it manually, just a wooden block like this, and then just remove it like that, and it's a regular thread here. Or you can also use an impact driver. I will try both ways. Check that these knife holders have these, I don't know what to call it, but these should be on there. And change the bolt when you're at it. So the last step here is not part of the service, but I want to lube these axles because the rims, they tend to get stuck on the axles, and then it's really hard to get them off if you have a puncture or something. So I'm just gonna put some lube here, but it seems like it is already a bit stuck. Don't put this toothbrush back. This cutout that you can see here, it is going to go here, and sometimes there is a loose key that sits here, and when you work you can lose it. If you lose this, the axle will just spin inside the rim, and then, well, you won't go forward or reverse. like to put it like this. Husqvarna up and the valve down there. Okay, now I'll do this on all 4 wheels, and then it's time for some test drive. This is nice, huh? Real ball bearings, front wheels, where some brands have only bushings. So there are some other manufacturers that could learn from this. If the wheels are not stuck too bad, I think this is the best method. I could not remove the front left wheel even with my puller method, so it means it's stuck pretty good in there. I will get a good rust penetrating spray, and I'll instruct the owner to remove this and spray a little bit from time to time, and hopefully it will make it easier to remove it if needed. But I think the front left is always the worst, because the blades, they spin like this, and they throw a lot of grass on the inside of this wheel, and also I think there's moist and stuff coming in there that makes it stick so badly on the axle. So if you have a new or newer-ish rider, please remove this wheel and put some grease on the axle. It will make it so much easier in the future. That was service of Husqvarna Rider 213C. I hope you liked the video. A big thank you to reservdelaronline.se for providing all the parts, and I will add in the description a link to all the parts needed for this service. Regarding the difficulty, for me, I think it's quite easy, but of course it's always easy if you have done it. Considering that there is a workshop manual online that you can download, there is this video also, and there's a bunch of other information on internet, I do believe that most people who are a little bit talented can do this service. All that is remaining now is for me to move my lawn, and I of course have the owner's permission to test this mover. And well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Fan, oj jäklar. Om jag har